Hey guys, hope you're doing well. David Paratino here. Happy Monday. It is July 20th, 2026. We're getting close to Q4, which is obviously a big time of year for e-commerce brands. And in today's video, I'm going to be talking about why you should stop trying to fight the meta algorithm. And for those of you asking, yes, I am walking right now. I got my walking pad going, and something I've started to do recently is to take more walking meetings. So I highly recommend it. I feel like I'm much more clear in my thoughts and I have more energy. So if you work from home, which a lot of e-commerce brands and marketers do, I highly recommend getting one of these. I'm not in any way affiliated with any brand. You can get one on Amazon or whatever, but just try it out. All right, in this video, we are talking about stopping fighting the Meta algorithm. Now, Meta is a trillion-dollar company. They've spent hundreds of billions of dollars making the algorithm as efficient and as effective as possible. Now you can either try and fight the algorithm or you can work with it. And the brands that work with it are seeing some incredible results. Right now in 2026, with the right strategy and the right media buying and the right execution, this is some of the best performance that I've seen for not all my clients, but some of my clients. This is back to I think back to the days of 2020, 2021. When you follow these tips and use Meta, use the tool the way it's designed, it can be very, very profitable for your business. So I'm going to dive into that. And for those of you that are new here, my name is David Paratino. I've been in the paid advertising space for 8 years now. Bootstrapped an e-commerce brand, and I work with 7- and 8-figure e-commerce brands that are looking to grow their D2C Shopify sales. So if you're new here, welcome. If you get value out of this video, like it and subscribe. I make videos like this daily. As Meta changes, it's very important to stay on top of it. So it would be greatly appreciated if you liked, comment, and subscribe. And with that being said, we're going to hop into this. All right, so the problem is that performance is down and you're blaming the wrong thing, right? You're either launching new ads, then you're panicking because the numbers are swinging after you launch new ads, and then you pause the new ads, and then you restart and reset, which you never get out of the learning phase on Meta. And as a reminder, the learning phase on Meta is 50 conversions per week per ad set, right? So if you're optimizing for purchases, you have a $50 CAC, that's 50 conversions per week per ad set. That's 50 times 50 is 2,500. That is the weekly budget minimum required to get out of the learning phase. And a lot of smaller brands don't have that budget, and that's okay. But what you should not be doing is launching, panicking, pausing, and resetting. All right, so stop reacting to the noise. Let Meta do its thing. Work with it. It helps when you have the right strategy going into it, and it can be very fruitful when done correctly. So 5 moves that you can make right now to feed the algorithm. Number 1, volume or value. You got to know the thing that your campaign's really optimizing for. If you're a smaller brand, right, your strategy is different. If you're a bigger brand, you're gonna need more volume, right? Number 2, make sure you have the right goal. The number of conversions versus value of conversions changes everything. Number 3, you want the primary purchase event for e-com brands, right? I see sometimes, not very often, but some brands have custom events. Don't do that. Use the primary purchase event. Meta's Pixel has been on it's been on millions of sites for 10, 20 years, right? So it has all the purchase data in the world, and you should leverage the purchase event that's native within Meta. Number 4 is to let the creative do the targeting for you. Your avatar and your angle is the concept. For example, if you have a product, say a pen, right, you can have a separate concept for teachers, for lawyers, for doctors, right? Think about how many different ways you can have an avatar and angle in your messaging, in your creative, in your headline, on your landing page, right? And then number 5 is respect the learning phase. Stop the pause and restart death loop, I call it, right? So let's dive into each of these, and then I'll leave you with a key takeaway at the end. So number 1, volume or value. Every campaign is really optimizing for one of 2 things. I like to do highest volume. Most of my brands in the sweet spot for e-com is say $50 to $200 AOV. I find that for 99% of brands, highest volume works great. Now, when I run Kingsfield, I'm selling higher AOV products, say $600, $700 compression boots. I'll optimize for highest value. I've ran ads for some furniture brands, some fireplace brands, and higher AOV brands. I'll say it's a lot harder. And for me, and my thoughts on Meta is that Meta is the acquisition engine, right? And you can leverage email for your retention for your higher AOV products, but the primary role of Meta is to get new customers in and then let your organic, let your email, let your SMS sell the higher AOV products. But it is something worth testing. Sometimes highest value does work, especially with brands that have a variance in AOVs and different SKUs and offers. So every account's different. I find the best results to be highest volume, and really looking at the taking that into effect to the entire business and how you can help that business owner with the strategy that you're implementing with Meta ads. So number 2 is pick the right goal. Your performance goal is the single most powerful instruction you give the algorithm. Sometimes it's crazy. Like to this day, I still see e-commerce brands optimizing for events that aren't purchases, right? Don't do that. Again, Meta has more data than any company on consumers in the world, and you should give it what it wants, right? Or give it what you want. You want people to buy your product. You don't want traffic. You don't want add to carts. You want sales. You want purchases. And so prioritize that. Sounds simple, but sometimes I audit ad accounts and I see the wrong conversion event. And that is the single most powerful instruction that you're giving Meta, right? Number 3, this is for e-commerce brands. Use the purchase event. I already went over this. The algorithm's designed to really optimize for purchases, and you can tie revenue directly to the ad. It's very simple. Number 4, let creative do the targeting. Broad targeting 1. Now the new targeting lives inside your creative. It starts with a simple equation. Your avatar, right? Who you're talking about, what they care about. For example, teachers, your angle, best pen in the world for teachers, whatever, that equals your concept, right? So think about your product or service, how many avatars you can come up with, how many angles you can come up with from each avatar. That's how many concepts you can come up with, right? Obviously start with the most effective and the one you have the highest degree of confidence in, but continue to test. You'd be surprised at what angles and avatars you can come up with to create concepts to really move the ad account forward. And the reason this works is Meta's ad system matches each concept to the buyers that are most likely to respond. So Meta's Andromeda algorithm is incredible at finding the right people to buy the right thing at the right time. And so the more specific you can get in your ads and your messaging and your angles and your offers, the higher performance you're going to see. And so it's another example of working with the algorithm, not trying to go against it. And number 5 is to respect the learning phase. I already said this, but you need 50 conversions per week per ad set to get out of the learning phase. And so don't touch the budget, don't modify it, right? Scale it in small steps. Any big jump or any, I see it all the time where brands will start running ads and then they'll turn it off if they don't get a sale within the first day or something like that. And you're better off not running ads at all than doing that, because especially at the start, it takes time. It takes time for Meta to learn the right people to show your ads to. And so the death loop that you absolutely want to avoid is the pause ads, the reset, restart, and repeat, right? Every interruption sends learning back to zero. And the best accounts that I'm managing right now are the simplest. They actually have the least amount of tweaks done every single day, other than putting new creative in the right spots. It's structured in the right way from the start. And so because of that, we're able to make sure that we're staying out of the learning phase in our ad sets, and we're giving Meta what it wants, which is more ads, more concepts, more creatives, without having to pause ads and reset and restart. And this is what it's looking like right now. So I have one account that scaled spend 11x by feeding the algorithm the right goal and clean events. And this is just in 6 months. same brand, same product, same, you know, same designs, simply just feeding the algorithm what it wants. Another account I was able to double spend without ROAS declining. ROAS actually went up slightly. And then a smaller account that has a strict budget, I see a 24x return on ad spend. Again, every account's different. I know a lot of you are saying, oh, you should probably scale spend on that one. This is an account that has a strict budget and, kind of goes against the way you should use Meta, in my opinion, but nobody ever went broke taking profits. So that is my thoughts on that. So your job as a marketer, as a brand owner, is to steer the inputs. Right? Andromeda can find buyers better than any manual targeting, but it can't decide who you're for, the promise that you make, or if the numbers that you're chasing are worth it. So AI is great, guys. The technology that Meta has invested into its platform is awesome, but you still need a human touch, and especially something as big on a line item, as big of a line item as your advertising budget. Any percent increase that a human can steer and improve can add thousands or hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars to your bottom line, to your enterprise value if you want to sell one day, right? So it's very important that you have the right human making those decisions in your account, and it's very important that you stay up to date with the latest trends on Meta. And so, just a quick recap: feed it, don't fight it. Choose volume or value, and choose it on purpose, specific to your business, right? Set the right performance goal, use the primary purchase event. Avatar and angle equals your concept, and then respect the learning phase. And before you go, guys, subscribe to this channel. I make videos like this all the time so that you can stay up to date with the latest trends on Meta, and you can have the right strategy on Meta. As AI gets more and more advanced, a human touch is going to be even more important. Even though AI can do a lot of stuff, it's very important to stay up to date with the latest trends and work with the algorithm, work with the AI, not just delegate it blindly and trust it blindly, but work with it and give it what it wants, and you'll be rewarded. So that's all I got, guys. Hope you have a great day. Hope you have a great week, and I will see you on the next video.